Have you ever found yourself second guessing your own desires? Or maybe you felt unsupported in your life decisions, wondering if anyone truly listens to your ideas. You start telling yourself things about yourself that aren't true. Negative self talk can be incredibly damaging, leading to feelings of inadequacy, hopelessness, fear, and anger. But guess what? You can overcome it. Let's start by recognizing how self talk sneaks into our lives. Maybe there is an event or something that happened in the past that changed how you view yourself in relationships or at work or with family or with friends. It's easy to blame other people for your life situations, but the truth is you have more control than you think. Hello, sophisticates. Welcome back to Brains and Baubles with Davina Dandridge. Today, we're discussing a topic that's so close to my heart, you won't believe it. It's how to overcome negative self talk and live a happy, more fulfilling life. If you ever felt like your worst inner critic, then this video is for you. Negative self talk is like when your inner voice gets really critical and doubtful about who you are and your capabilities. You're always focused on the bad stuff, the negative. This thinking leads to negative talk. It's like your inner voice goes out of the way to just chip away at your confidence and break you down and make you feel like a failure even before you start something. You might catch yourself saying things like, I I'll never be able to do this. Or I'm just not good at this. Or I've tried everything and nothing worked for me. It's like this repetitive, intrusive voice that doesn't even match up to reality. And it just fills your head with these discouraging and stuck inducing thoughts. At a certain point in our lives, we have to own our emotions and we have to own how they impact every aspect of our life. And if you want success in relationships or at work or with family or with friends, then you got to start focusing on your future and what that's going to look like. Focusing on the past that brings that negativity because you had hurt or abuse or neglect or other feeling. You can't rest in that. Past emotional triggers create your default, and your default emotions establish how you think and talk about yourself. On the other side, though, achievement, reward, and success, they can fuel positive talk. The more of these positive emotions or positive experiences you have, they change and build your self confidence and they build your self worth. These feelings also determine how you respond and operate in every part of your life. So the goal is to address the negative feelings of the past so that they can become a motivation for your personal development and so that you can have achievement and have reward and success because you will be focused on those things that bring positivity in your future. And if all this around you, or that all this surrounds you reminds you of everything that you think went wrong in your past, then you have to decide to create a different environment for yourself. And this transformation starts with how you talk about yourself. Can you identify a recent situation or a recent incident that happened where you experienced negative self talk? And think about what exactly you said to yourself. Now, let's talk about how to beat negative self talk. And the one tool that you need is self awareness. Take a moment to sit by yourself, think or reflect on your thoughts and feelings. Are you a negative in your conversations with other people? Do you blame yourself when things don't go like you planned? Recognize these patterns. And that's the first step to making a change in them. You're going to transform from a negative self-talking trigger responder to an emotional planner focused on positivity. Because when you're in the midst of wanting different outcomes or experiences in your life, you first need to focus on your internal, not on the tasks that you need to do. Like we're ready to get a new look. We're ready to start looking for a new job or a new relationship when things don't work our way. But there is a place for you wanting more and wanting those changes in your life so that you can have the life that you desire. But first, you have to look within and become aware if you are the person who can do these things or have these things. And then you need to start making changes in the way that you manage your emotions in order to get them. You have to become the person who is able to do those things. Understanding who you are to yourself determines how you speak about yourself and your potential to live a fulfilling life, a life of sophisticated empowerment. Proverbs 18:21 says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof." So there are power in the words that we speak. Positive speech can lead to a better life, while negative talk, it does the exact opposite. So reflect on this verse, and it will encourage you to focus on positive thoughts and positive words. So next, let's shift our focus to building positive self-talk. Picture your future self. How would you like to see yourself in the future? What positive self-talk will support your vision? So what you're going to do is set up emotional boundaries and focus on future-oriented activities that align with your goals and dreams. Most women judge themselves by what other women do or have, not about who they are and who they want to be in the future. Comparing yourself to other people, that type of self-view can develop inadequacy. If there isn't first an understanding of the desires that you have and why you have them, then inadequacy will follow. What someone else has isn't necessarily better, and it wouldn't be better for you. Because the reality is you wouldn't trade your life for just one or two aspects of somebody else's life that you think are like, oh, wow, she has that or she can do that. You wouldn't change your whole life just for those one, two, or two aspects of somebody else's life. What you would do would just be introspective and focus on what it is that you need to do to achieve what it is that you want. Sometimes it takes a reality shift in order to get to that point. I can tell you when I was going through a divorce in my first marriage, I had that reality shift from thinking that I was in a certain place in my life to realizing that maybe there's some work I need to do on myself. I'll tell you quickly. I was invited to my goddaughter's third birthday party. Now, beforehand, these were family friends that, my husband and I, first husband, would go to events together with that's family. So going through the divorce and being separated was hard enough. But in addition to that, I wasn't satisfied with where I was in my career. So I got to the party, all of the women there, they were seemingly happy. They were in their children's career, or they had a family, or they were married, or there were things going on in their lives. And that's when I suddenly realized that I wasn't in the place that I thought I was. I listened to them talk about remodeling their basement or what they did on vacation. Or, one had come back from a retreat and another had earned an additional degree. And you know what? I looked around and then I looked at myself and I didn't feel good about myself. To the point that I suddenly started feeling myself welling up with tears. And, I started that negative self-talk track. I started saying, so what have you been doing with your time? You know, I thought I was living a good life, but I hadn't done anything by myself for myself. The truth is that I was shocked at how unfulfilled my life truly was. It was at that moment that I knew I had to want more for myself and I had to achieve more. I vowed to never, ever feel inadequate in that way again. Like I said, I didn't want the life that those women had, but I sure did want the satisfaction that they appeared to have. I went and started working on myself in silence. I made plans to start becoming the person to live the life that I desired. I took small actions and had small achievements that helped to build my self confidence and my self worth. Everyone is talking about a glow up, but glow ups take time and they require change in your mindset and change in your word. You're your only competition. So speak to yourself like you're already the person you want to be in 3 months or in 1 year or 5 years from now, positively. What you think are underlying reasons and experience that contribute to your negative self talk. What is If you're struggling with negative self talk and want a practical guide to navigate life's complexity with grace and strength, check out my book, Brains and Baubles Do What Works for You. It's filled with strategies to help you break free from chains of negativity and embrace a life of sophisticated empowerment. To overcome negative self talk, take time for contemplation and focus on activities that nurture your future self. And you have to forgive yourself for not living up to past expectations. Those were expectations that you had in your mind. They weren't written in stone, they weren't something that you had to complete before you get to the next level. Give yourself some grace. Instead, focus on personal growth and the development of future you desire. And you can do that by writing down your feelings, your thoughts, your ideas, and dreams because they're important to changing that inner dialogue. Instead of why me or I can't or I'm trying, you'll start saying I am, I do, and I have. So, how do you like to see yourself in the future? What are the positive self talk words that you can say that support that vision? For more insights on overcoming self doubt, check out my previous video. It's called You Won't Believe How Much Your Self Doubt is Costing You in Life, Love, and Success. That's a long title, but you'll find it incredibly enlightening and empowering. Remember, emotional empowerment allows you to pause, examine yourself, and use logic instead of emotion to change your life situation. You'll view conversations and situations from alternative viewpoints and stand on scriptures that highlight your true value. So you have to guard those words and guard what you say to yourself out loud and internally. Your voice rings louder in your spirit than your words in your head and the words of other people. If you're ready to take control of your emotions and transform your life, join my Emotional Reset Challenge. It's designed to help you reset, recharge, and reclaim your emotional well being. Together, we can break the cycle of negative self talk and step into a future filled with joy and fulfillment. Thank you for joining me today. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. But share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay empowered and keep shining. Bye for now.